Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is March 29th, 2025, and Chelsea are ready to go all out for Jules Kounde. Also, PSG are insisting on signing Gavi. And finally, Hansi Flick has clarified what exactly is going on with Ansu Fati. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm bringing you this short live stream because I'm currently out of the country. I'm not in my YouTube studio, so I cannot film and update and upload videos. Therefore, I'm doing this short live. It's not a podcast, so I will not, unfortunately, be addressing the comment section. But nonetheless, so let's get into the news because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona are set to play against Girona. Where Barcelona are going to need those 3 points, given how close the title race is. Every game or every match in La Liga will be a final. Today, Real Madrid beat Leganés 3-2 in another controversial, another robbery by Real Madrid. But of course, if it's not a robbery, it is not Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are not tied with Barcelona on points. So Barcelona are going to have to win their match against Girona to pull ahead 3 points once again. Now, speaking of the match against Girona, ladies and gentlemen, today, Coutinho has trained with total normalcy with the group, which of course indicates that the player will be available for Hansi Flick. As we know, Rafinha was not included in the squad list for the match against Osasuna because he had just flown from Argentina to Barcelona after playing that match between Brazil and Argentina, where Argentina completely demolished Brazil. But Rafinha had flown only, I think it was like 20 or 22 hours before the match, so he was not included in the squad list. But now Rafinha is rested. He participated in a group training session, so he should be available for Hansi Flick. Now, another player that trained with the group was Andreas Christensen. Andreas Christensen, who has been injured all season. First, it was a very long injury. He had to undergo surgery. As soon as he recovered from that one, he got re-injured again. Then he recovered from that one, then got re-injured again. But now he completed the training session, which indicates that he is very, very close to being declared fit. It's expected that he will be declared fit probably at the beginning of April, where Barcelona are hoping to give him some minutes so they can put him on the transfer market come this summer. Now, more news because, and this one is bad news because Frankie de Jong, it's reported that Frankie de Jong could be rested today because he is suffering an overload on his adductor muscle. As we know, Frankie de Jong played both matches with Netherlands in a FIFA international break. The second match, he played 120 minutes because it went to extra halves. Then he came back from the international break and played against Osasuna, only 1 half, but nonetheless, that's a lot of minutes for a player, especially a player as Frankie, who covers a lot of ground. So it looks like he has some discomfort with his adductor muscle, and it's expected that he will be rested against Osasuna, a match where it's expected that there's going to be a lot of rotations. We'll see what kind of lineup Hansi Flick will come up with. And of course, in the good news is that Pau Cubarsí, he's expected to play. He has recovered. He didn't recover in time for the Osasuna match, but it looks like he will be available. So we'll see what players Hansi Flick opts to use during this lineup. Now, one player who was not expected to participate in this match but will be available is Oriol Romeo. As you know, Oriol Romeo is currently on loan with Girona, on a one-season loan with Girona. As you know, Barcelona has started inserting the fear clauses into players that they loan out, which is a clause that says that if a Barcelona player is on loan, they can only play against Barcelona with their new team if that new team pays a certain amount of money. If not, they're not allowed to play. I think it's stupid because this is FC Barcelona. We should not fear any player. Doesn't matter who they are, especially if they're on loan, because they're on loan, it's because they're not really doing that great with Barca. So why are you afraid of a player that's not even doing great for you? Also, the whole point of loaning out players is so they can get minutes somewhere else. So if you're limiting their minutes, what's the point? Anyways, that's neither here or there. But it's been revealed that Girona has included Oriol Romeo in their squad list, which means one thing: they have decided to pay the fear clause, which is worth around 300,000 euros. So it looks like Barcelona will make some money of this participation of Oriol Romeo in the match against Barcelona. Now, speaking of the match against Barcelona, of course, Hansi Flick had some statements in the pre-match press conference. As you know, there was a lot of back and forth between Flick and Ancelotti. Flick had been asked, about Real Madrid complaining about the calendar, and he said, we're Barcelona, not Real Madrid, and I'm proud of that. Ancelotti responded to that in his press conference, saying that he agrees that, he's, Real Madrid is not Barcelona. And now Flick was asked about that, reply to his statements, and this is what the Derby coach had to say. I can only say that I enjoy being a Barca's manager, and that's what I want to live and see. For me, I respect Real Madrid, of course, and also Ancelotti. He's a great person and one of the best coaches in the world. I never have negative thoughts for that club. I just say that we are Barca and we are different from them. La Masia, the atmosphere, everyone is special here. I say it about the staff, the media, you have to include them all. We have to move forward in this way. That's the way forward. The coach's great challenge to make the whole group united, and that's why I'm happy here. So Flick, again, doubling down that, this is Barcelona. We're different. He's very happy being at the club, from La Masia to the players, the staff, everybody. He says everybody's special at Barcelona, and he's very proud of that, and he's very, very happy to be Barcelona's coach. And I have to say how refreshing it is to have a coach who's actually, happy to be Barcelona's coach, as opposed to previous coaches who used to complain about, being a Barca coach is a nightmare and it's hell and it's the worst job ever. But here we have Flick, who is more than happy and very proud to be Barca's coach. Now, Hansi Flick had more statements in his pre-match press conference, and he was asked about Ansu Fati. What's going on with Ansu Fati? Is it physical? Is it mental? Why is he not playing? Why is he not included in the squad list? And this is what the German coach had to say. Oh, let me do it. Where did it go? Why is it doing that to me? Here we go. We need him. What I have to say is that it's not an easy situation for him. But Pau Victor and Pablo Torre have also trained fantastically. That's what I want from the players. For them to give 100% and prove they deserve to play. So focus on this last sentence. I want from the players for them to give 100% and prove they deserve to play. So I think with this, Hansi Flick is answering a big question about what's going on with Ansu Fati, something that we have discussed in previous videos as far as reports that were saying that the reason Ansu Fati was not playing, it wasn't mental, it wasn't physical, it was his training, his dedication, that the Flick and his staff have noticed that during trainings, Ansu Fati was not given 100%, that he seemed like he wasn't, fully committed or fully interested in what was going on. And now it looks like Flick is confirming that, because he's saying, look, Ansu Fati is great in training, but I want my players to give 100%. In other words, he doesn't think that Ansu Fati lacks any talent or lacks any skills, but he's not seeing 100% from him like he sees some other players like Pablo Torre and Pau Victor, who might not get that many minutes, but they're still getting minutes ahead of Ansu Fati. So this, of course, confirms the earlier reports that Ansu simply, it's not a matter of talent or injury or mental, it's a matter of performance, right? And this is something we've talked about before. There's a big, big difference between talent and performance. You can be incredibly, incredibly talented, but if you're not performing, what's the point? Right? Joao Felix, perfect example, incredibly talented player, but he doesn't perform because he doesn't give his 100%. And it looks like that's what's going on with Ansu Fati, which, maybe there is hopes for him. If he's not lacking any talent and it's not an injury matter, he's fine physically, he's fine mentally, maybe he just needs to get his act together. But unfortunately, sometimes some players just don't. Just look at Joao Felix. He's a perfect example of that. But hopefully Ansu Fati can turn it around. After all, it would be, a waste of very good talent to see Ansu Fati just not, fulfill his potential. Anyways, more news, because Jules Kounde, ladies and gentlemen, is attracting the attention of Chelsea. And it's reported that Chelsea are willing to go all out for the French defender who started as a center back and now has become one of the best right backs in the world. And as you know, Chelsea were interested in Kounde. They're very close to signing Kounde, and then Xavi picked up the phone, said, Kounde, I want you to come to Barca. And Kounde abandoned negotiations with Chelsea, ended up coming to Barca. And of course, Chelsea have not forgotten about that. And in fact, it's been reported that Chelsea have already reached out to Jules Kounde's entourage. They're trying to convince the player to join the Premier League club. Now, Barcelona are currently in the process of extending the contract of Jules Kounde, which expires in 2027. They want to keep him for longer. But nonetheless, Chelsea are insisting on signing the player. Of course, as far as I know, Kounde wants to stay in Barca, but we'll see what Chelsea will offer the player and whether that would change his mind. I don't think so, but of course, everything is possible in football. And the last bit of news is that PSG are insisting on signing Gavi. As we know, Luis Enrique really wants Gavi on his squad. We saw Dembele post a picture or change his Instagram picture to a picture of him and Gavi. Looks like the French team really want Gavi. And in fact, it's reported that they're willing to offer Barcelona 80 to 90 million euros to sign him. But of course, as we know, Barcelona consider that Gavi is not for sale. He's untouchable. They just renewed his contract, and Gavi has made it very clear in previous statements that not only does he want to stay at Barcelona, but he hopes to retire at Barcelona. So I don't think anything's going to happen here. But of course, it's reported that PSG will be looking to, tempt him, at least offer him huge amounts of money to see whether they can change his mind. But for now, Gavi will be staying at Barcelona. Anyways, that is all for this video. I did go live 2 more times before this one, so make sure to check out those videos. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace.